Hi Amelia, thanks for sitting down with me to do this interview today.
That's alright.
How are you feeling?
Pretty good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, alright.
That's good.
So I thought I'd just take you through the kinds of things we'd be focusing on today and then get right to the interview.
Awesome.
Okay, so we'll start off I'll get to know the kind of roles you have in your job and then move on to how you use communication to effectively manage those roles.
Okay, sure.
Alright, so you work at the Kookaburra Cafe?
That is correct. You have done your research.
Can you tell me a bit about the kind of jobs you do there?
So I'm a waitress, so basically my main roles are greeting customers and taking their orders, bringing out their food, and then I guess just making sure that they have a good experience at the restaurant, so hopefully they'll come back again.
Alright, so when you're dealing with customers, do you think it's more important to kind of build that rapport and establish a good relationship, or just efficiently, give them the service, I guess?
Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, I guess the main concern for me is getting what they came there for to them as quick as they can, so getting their food to them quickly, but you want them to have a good experience of the restaurant and with the customer service, so it's always being friendly and I guess taking each customer on a case-by-case attitude and just making sure that every person has a different experience and a good experience at the restaurant.
So you kind of need to look at a whole heap of factors,
Yeah, definitely. You need to, I guess, assess whether they're in a hurry, whether they want their food quickly, or whether they're more relaxed, and knowing when to go out and talk to them and when they just want their meals and not as much interaction. So it's just gauging their level of, I guess, communication that they want in their experience.
Yeah. And do you think you could give me an example of maybe when you had that balance right and you were giving them good communication, and also an example where that didn't work out so well?
Yeah, getting tips at the end is always a good indicator that you've done a good
Fair
job. I guess the main examples of when you know that you've done a good job is when I guess the customer wants to talk to you and obviously enjoys talking to you, and yeah, you kind of have a bit of banter. And, that you can tell that they're enjoying it. I guess bad examples of customer service that I've experienced is when people have different expectations that, I guess, you're not communicating on the same level. They have certain expectations of what their customer service experience should be, and then you have a different expectation of, what they want, and that kind of discrepancy between expectations, the lack of communication, is where you get the bad customer service. And so I guess that highlights the importance of always communicating, making sure the customer and the waitress, wait staff are all on the same page, so that you do get that good experience for everyone involved.
And you said wait staff, so you work with a whole bunch of people? Or?
Yeah, I do. A lot of people, and they're all really nice people. We all get along. Yeah.
All pals?
Yeah, we're all pals.
So how important is it to have that positive relationship with them?
Oh, so important. For example, hypothetically speaking, if your boss is a dickhead,
okay, which
is possible,
okay,
then it's really important to have that friendship going, behind the scenes, so that if there's an angry customer, if the boss is angry, then there's always that thing to fall back on, so that you've got a bit of support. And yeah, it's a really nice group because they all kind of understand, you're all having the same experience, so when you talk to them, they all have the same, I guess.
Yeah, I guess when you're dealing with when you're dealing with the same thing, it's nice to have that kind of sense of the team.
Yeah, definitely, and you're all on the same page, which is important because it makes it easier to, communicate with them and talk to them and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So any specific incidences when you think that's been really important, when your boss maybe has upset someone?
One time my boss got really angry at a girl who worked there, and she was crying and went upstairs, and it was looking pretty bad. So when I started working there, I'd been through a similar sort of thing with him shouting at me, so I went upstairs to the girl who was crying and obviously comforted her and all that. And I think that was really important. Being able to empathise with her really helped with kind of comforting her and